Hello. Welcome back, everybody.
We're
My name's
by
Kiana,
I'm Cheyenne.
and we're the Novelty Sisters. Okay, so we have a pretty exciting episode. Uh, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. This is
Lots of
going to be
topics.
kind of a wrap up for, December, a wrap up for 2025, and bringing in the new year and bringing in new books for January. So,
Very
yeah,
exciting stuff. We're
very
really
excited.
there. And 2025 all around. I
Hmm.
feel like it's time for you to go.
Yeah, you're done with 2025.
I think I am. I only
Yeah.
because you know what it is? My TikTok algorithm gave me horoscope videos that described 2026 for Aquarius. And
Mhm.
I was like,
Ready. Bring it
after
here.
2022, 2023, 2022, 2020, girl, I've been in it.
4 years? 4 years of just struggle?
I wouldn't count. You know what? I wouldn't count 2022. I would definitely say
Yeah.
20. Actually, I would count 2022. So I'm ready to enter my new
Yeah.
era.
Right. No, I feel that. It's crazy how, like, with horoscopes, you could be stuck in, like, a jam for, like, 5, 10
Girl.
years. And I'm like, "You have to what?" And then they're like, "Oh, your 10-year struggle is over. You're ready."
And I'm like, bro, did any other sign have to go through this?
Right. Was it just me? But, yeah, so for December, me and Cheyenne read 3 books. We had our
Yeah.
holiday read, we had Assassin's Blade, and we had Throne of Glass. If you haven't seen, it was in our intro video, I think.
Hmm.
We spun a wheel for holiday read. Cheyenne picked a few, I picked a few. It landed on one of Cheyenne's, right? Cheyenne, what's your feedback? Let's start with you.
I want to start off by saying to you, to whoever is reading along with us, even far into the future, because the consequence of my actions is now that I cannot have a TBR pool in any jar for at least the
3
first
months.
quarter, yeah,
Yes.
of
So
2026.
I banned Cheyenne from picking any books for 3 months because
I
she decided to DNF it.
I do okay, I do wanna say this is a crazy depressing start for me, right? Because I really I was like, going into this, I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be putting people on some books, honey."
Yeah, some good
This
stuff, some underrated books.
my character is tainted. My my decision making is tainted for a little
Yes,
minute.
yeah, it wasn't starting off strong, but you know what? Next year's your
I
year,
profusely
so I'm
apologize.
sure. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure you're gonna give us some great books to read. But no, so our holiday read was Sleigh Bell Dreams.
This is a book
Uh,
that the Christian elderly group
mhm.
reads at your
Great,
church.
great Christian book. And we're Christian, we love the Lord. Don't get us wrong, we do.
I just feel like
Um,
even being a Christian, I'm kind of like, love the fact that y'all talk about God, right? Why is cancer going around this town like it's a virus? And what's crazy is the person, because I listened to it on an audiobook. Can y'all believe that?
mhm.
I DNR'd it on an audiobook, right? It's a man that is
Mhm.
or we have a female main character, and this is a man narrating
Narrating the
this
book.
in like
Yes.
in this weird like woman voice.
Yes.
But he also narrates everything with a country accent.
So Imma
Girl.
give y'all a quick little debrief. Sable Dreams is about, our main character is Terry. Terry lived in this small town growing up. She left the small town to become a doctor, became a doctor, moved back home. It's always been her dream to move back home and open a clinic, and, Mistletoe Meadows was the
Yep.
name of her hometown. Mhm. She does that, but there's no place to live. She really doesn't have money. She doesn't wanna move back in with her mom. All her siblings have something going on, so she meets this man named Judd, that she went to high school with and lives in this
Judd.
duplex with him. Judd. Um, if I was to rate this book, I would give it probably a 2 star, 'cause I read the whole book,
2?
okay? 2. You think that's too generous? I
Yeah.
will say, I thought there was some cute moments in the book, but it was very hard to read. There it just like, the author's words, like, you'd have to
It's
go back and read it.
insufferable.
Yeah,
I'm
and
talking like
then
she's so, like, overly considerate. Like, she's telling her
yeah,
mom, like, "Oh, well, you've got Matt and the kids and his wife over there, you already supported me, you don't have to support me
yeah.
again."
Or just that, or, like, everything she said, the author had to go in detail about why she said that. Like, everything she said, and the other
Yeah,
characters too, you know what I mean? And it
yeah.
was just like, what, like, I don't need a like, this is just over describing,
It's
over
really cheesy.
explaining
It gives
everything,
it
yeah.
gives low budget Hallmark Christmas movie.
That's what I was thinking, it's definitely like a Hallmark type of
Yeah, low budget,
book.
though.
Yeah. But moving
Yeah.
on.
Oh, yeah.
What?
We can talk about the
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah, let's move on to the good stuff. Alright, so, me and Cheyenne, if you guys don't know, we're on our Sarah J. Maas journey.
Yeah.
I just got finished reading ACOTAR. Cheyenne read ACOTAR a while ago, and now we moved on to Throne of Glass. So we read Assassin's Blade and Throne of Glass. So, do you want to give us your little, how do you feel about after reading? Start with Assassin's Blade. How did you feel about reading Assassin's Blade?
Assassin's Blade was really interesting because
Mhm.
and we're not gonna go, like this is just an update for you guys. We're not going into, like, too much detail or, like, giving any
Yeah, we're not gonna be
spoilers.
spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna save that for our deep dive, but, Assassin's Blade is very interesting because, like, going into it at this point, we know that it's a prequel, right? So,
Mhm.
I'm, like, reading each story and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, how is this gonna tie into the rest of the book? How is this gonna tie
Mhm.
into the rest how is this gonna tie into the rest of the book?" But it was also I appreciate the fact that all even though that there are, like, 7 different short stories, they all tie in together very nicely to where it's like you could tell that there's a purpose to each story.
Mhm. Mhm.
It was riveting. Each story was like something crazy was going on. I really appreciate it. I love the thought of, like, making that a prequel.
Yeah, me too. I really enjoyed it. Like you said, each short story, it just something grabbed your attention.
Yeah.
It just there wasn't a boring moment in reading those short stories,
Mm-mm.
and you knew it
Mm-mm.
had to do something with the, the series. We get introduced to Selena. Selena is an assassin, Assassin's Blade, and we get these short stories about her. You kind of just get to know her as a person, her character,
Yes.
her morals, before you jump into Throne of Glass. And reading Assassin's Blade and even reading a Throne of Glass, but like I wonder how it was for people who read Throne of Glass first and then Assassin's Blade, Like,
Yeah,
cause
cause
I
we
mean,
just
in
know
Throne
that
of
she gets, like,
Glass,
thrown into slavery, like, that's
yeah.
it.
Yeah, and Throne of Glass though, like, Sarah J. Maas, she does bring up stuff from Assassin's Blade, like
She
little,
does.
and I wonder if people had to like reread Assassin's Blade to be like, oh, okay, this is what she was talking about then, versus us because we're like, oh, we already know what she's talking about, so.
Exactly. But I
But
also wonder if some of those stories were, like if they were cuts from, like, the
uh-huh.
first book. Like, I wonder
Mhm.
if that was a part of Assassin's Blade and they were like, "No, this is too long, like, cut it."
Yeah. I wonder what I thought about it was, reading Throne of Glass. It kinda seemed like Sarah J. Maas was trying to build Selena as a character and might have wrote it beforehand to to have this, you know what I mean? Like, for herself, and then she
Yes.
was like, "Let me go ahead and just drop this," like, "Let me
Yeah.
introduce the world to who Selena was before Throne of Glass and
Yes.
her past," because she talks about her past multiple times in Throne of Glass, so.
Yeah, she does with
Mhm.
multiple people too. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a very good read. And then
It was.
it didn't really have any slow parts for me, like, it was just, like I think 'cause they're all short stories, so it's like boom, 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 boom.
It was, and they're all in chronological order, so, you go from Selena, I think she was 17, 16, 17 at the
Girl,
beginning, and then you
yes.
turn, like, well, no, she's 18 in Throne of Glass, so she had to be 17 the whole time in the book, but or 16,
No,
17 the whole time in the book,
she was 16 in the beginning,
and then
and then
turned
she went
17.
17, 18.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good, and I appreciate the fact that we know, because
Mhm.
I think in Throne of Glass, there were times where I was getting really annoyed with her, and then I was like, "Oh, she's a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah,
Like, how much
exactly,
can you
same.
really, yeah,
Same, like,
expect from
and it
her?"
was crazy because in the beginning of Assassin's Blade, you really think, like, she's, like, this arrogant, full of herself, big ego, and I mean, she remains that she has those factors throughout, like, the book, but she
Yeah.
also has this, like, soft side, and
Yeah.
she does have a heart. She's just not like this arrogant, doesn't care
Yes.
about people, like, she has morals, and, it's just
Mhm.
it was nice to get introduced to her in that way. So if you were to rate the book, what would your rating be for Assassin's Blade?
Honestly, I really liked it. I would definitely
Yeah.
give it, like, at least a 4.5.
Really? Why not make it a 5? Is there something stopping you from saying like, "Oh, this is a five-star book?"
Okay, a couple of things.
Mhm.
For one, I have a bias because they're all short stories, that it's
Mhm.
like with them there isn't much conclusion. Like, it's just
Mhm.
that we know that they're leading up to something. Like, I love it because for context, it's
Mhm.
really, really good.
Mhm.
And then it has its purpose, but at the same time, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
we don't get much of anything from it other than like
Yeah.
these just like moments of time with her.
Mhm.
I couldn't do it as a standalone. And I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, I'm trying to save my highest ratings for, like, the rest of the book series.
Yeah, I could see where you're saying, like, there was still, like, an open plot. I think it was not only did we get introduced to Selena, we got introduced to just people she would run into in the book, and
Exactly, yeah.
you kind of know they might be important in the future plot of the book as well. We did get an ending, like, sorta for the short story at the end, right?
Oh, yeah, that it was kinda
And
tossed up,
yeah,
to the
mhm.
next book, yeah, I feel you.
So, but yeah, if I would honestly I have nothing bad to say about I know. I loved it.
I know, it's so good.
I think this is a series that's going to be better than for me at least. I think I'm gonna like it
Yeah.
better than Akatar.
Akatar.
Yeah. So for me, I'm gonna say it is a 5 star. Like I have nothing bad to say about the book.
Period.
I loved it. I There was nothing that upset me. There
Yeah.
was always some type of twist going on, kept you very engaged.
Yeah.
The flow was nice. I like Sarah J. Maas because she knows how to not make fantasy so difficult like other fantasy books could be, and they're just
Yeah, it's a
easy,
smooth
fun reads.
read.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. So, no,
I
I
feel
don't
you
have
on
any
that.
complaints. I really enjoyed the book, so yeah, that's a five-star read for me. I
Period.
enjoyed it,
I love
yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Okay, what about, Throne of Glass? How are you
Throne
feeling
of
after reading
Glass.
it?
I love Throne of Glass too, oh my
Girl,
god.
that's what I was saying, like, Throne of Glass would definitely be about, like, Throne of Glass, 'cause, I also like the thrillers.
Yeah.
That book was a who did it?
Who done it? But I mean, even in Assassin's Blade was a who done it on,
That's
like, you know what I mean? So,
that's true. It
Sarah J.
did end
Maas could
that
just
way.
be doing her thing. She be doing
I'm
her
talking about throwing out like, that girl sneeze and she making a hit. Just
you
be
know? Mm-mm.
typing it up, but I love it, and I love too, um, how the Fae are, like, smoothly, like, thrown in every once in a while,
Mhm.
like,
'Cause
until you get
you're kind of, like, predicting something to happen, right?
yeah,
Like
like, all of a sudden because if I had not had any experience with, like, Sarah,
mhm.
I honestly would have been pretty taken by surprise,
Mm. I
by
mean,
who
Throne
she
of
ended up
Glass was
encountering.
her first series she came out with.
Yeah.
So, the people that read everything, like, as they came out, then yeah, and gosh, like, this universe is just so crazy to me, it is.
Girl,
It's
it
just so
sure
crazy, like,
is.
people just are so creative. But Throne of Glass, so we're still with Selena. we're not gonna I don't wanna spoil anything, so I'm not gonna say Selena's, like, current situation, if people didn't read, like, Assassin's Blade. But,
Yeah,
we're still with Selena. In Throne of Glass, she's going more through trials, right? Now she has, like, these tests she has to do.
that's what I loved too.
Yeah, that was so good, and then like Cheyenne said, there was, like, a whodunit. So,
Yeah.
there's you're also kind of trying to figure out, what's going on? Who is doing this stuff?
We're
And she
also in a
meet
dystopia, like in
Yeah.
a
Mhm.
pretty bad, like, monarchy style.
Yeah.
There's like king of assassins, king of
Mhm.
like this king of the continent, king
Mhm.
of the
A lot of
underworld.
a lot of politics going on in this
Yeah.
book. From going to Assassin's Blade to now, you're seeing Selena, like, make friends. They really don't know if they could trust her because of her being an assassin,
And
but
she's an assassin, so she don't trust
yeah, she's like,
nobody
"Can
for
I
real.
trust these people?" Like, she's always especially what she's been through in her past, she doesn't know who she could trust. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But you know what the craziest part is though that I was thinking about?
Mm,
She's where she's at now, and she still does not fully understand how she got there, but we do.
yeah, we
You
do.
see what I'm saying?
She doesn't know, but we
She
know.
doesn't. I was like, "Wait a minute." I finished Throne of Glass, and I was like, "Wait, but she still don't know why
She still doesn't know. That's
why she's
still
gone through everything
Yeah,
that
that's
she
still a
has to this point."
unanswered for her, it's still an unanswered question, but we know. And then it's like, when is she gonna run into this person? You know?
Again, because at this
Yeah,
point, she's got a couple of ops already. Straight out
She
the
do. Can't trust nobody. Can't trust nobody.
straight out the gate. So, knowing what you know now
Mhm.
in Throne of Glass and Assassin's Blade, what's a couple of predictions that you have for Crown of Midnight?
She's definitely going to one how am I
Because
gonna say
Crown of
this without
Midnight, she kinda
Yeah, yeah. I think, um, one gosh, how can I say this without spoiling?
Yeah, I know.
One, she's not gonna play the character that that person wants her to play, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Do you get it? Like,
I know exactly what you mean, yes.
she's I don't think she's going to follow orders.
Or submit,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, she's not gonna submit. 2, we're waiting for her now that she has more freedom to move and go
Yeah.
about. I think she's going to run into that we know did her dirty. Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna see her kind of
I think one of the ops is gonna be the AG.
the
Whoever
AG.
whoever is running the AG, Imma say it off camera. It's
Yeah.
kinda like this is like for drug dealers, like, "This is my block,
Yeah,
and
like
this is
this
your block.
yeah, this is my
But don't
territory.
come up on my."
Don't run up into me, you know? Don't do that. But, okay,
"You
ready?
trying to get down?" "Oh."
Oh,
"You trying to get down or you just trying to talk? You trying to get down or you just trying to talk? Buy your life. Good night."
but, where are we? We're gonna
Right.
get so sidetracked. Okay, so in Crown of Midnight, I think Selena's going to start finding herself and her kind of independence, because she's always been tied to something. And
Yeah.
I think she's going to start walking the path of what she kind of wants to
Running
do.
something.
Yeah, running something. There we go. That's the perfect way to say it. So yeah, I think that's
Exactly.
what we're gonna start seeing, and then I also kind of want to start her seeing like her run into those people we met in
Yes.
Assassin's Blade.
Same. I
So
think I okay, and I could be crazy and I could be a little delusional. I don't think that her love interest is actually gone from
mm,
Assassin's Blade. I think that he's gonna come back, and I only say that because of how important he was in Assassin's Blade
Mhm.
and how he's barely, like, really, he's not really talked about right now.
Yeah. I mean, she
Like,
brought
I
him up
just,
a couple times, but she never got into detail about her love interest
it
in
could
Throne
just
of
be
Glass.
that, it could just be that her main op is involved with him, you know?
Mhm. Mm.
So
So you think her main op kinda used her past love interest as kind of bait, you know what I mean? To try to get what.
I just think that, I don't think that the story is done for them.
Mhm. Mhm.
But in this scenario, I'm also saying that, like, I could just really want him back,
Mhm.
or, like, also logically, her op could have also, like, to explain or, like, give the full context of why he's her op in later
Mm.
books, that story was explained.
Yeah. I think, no, I think he's truly gone, but I think with that what with it what they brought up at the end of Throne of Glass, right?
Yeah.
And her you remember her last battle she was having
Yep.
and how they were explaining things that came to, like,
Yes.
the other side,
Yep.
that maybe he's able to come back into the picture, maybe that way, you know?
Ye Yeah.
So, mhm. Oh, you know, one thing we didn't bring up is that in Throne of Glass, she has 2 love interests,
Oh, yes,
right?
that's what it was.
Yes.
Girl.
Girl, I was eating
Girl.
up. I was like,
I said, "Okay, Selena."
just to be having them in line for her. Right. They love that girl.
But
No, I'm with you because we talked about this earlier.
'cause I knew the whole time, and then when Naima said something about it, and she
Mhm.
was like, "Y'all care about each other more than y'all let on." I said,
Knows when
when he
it
was
was
down on that ring, when he was on the side, and he's like, "Selena, get up, get your ass up." I was like,
right.
"Girl, you better get that man
I
before I
know.
do."
But yeah, their love interests or her love interest in Throne of Glass. Ooh,
And I'm glad that she's grown now,
yeah.
'cause Chaos.
Girl, I was so interested in him. I had to Pinterest what he looked like.
Imagine him like an Emmett, but I'll look at, let me see what they talk about.
Girl, this is what they have of him on Pinterest.
Oh, yeah.
Bitch.
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah.
Bitch.
Oh, yeah. Look at this one. Look at this one.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
The cereal got some competition.
Then I looked up the prince. The prince. So.
He gives me like King Joffrey vibes.
Mm-hmm.
The prince does.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the cereal, I was, cause I was like, I wonder if we gonna meet another one. And,
Throne Glass.
and all they gave us was that damn Ritter rat.
So
Oh,
what would your
I
rating
would rate
be?
it. I
Uh-huh.
would rate it. I would rate it a 4.
Girl, you just don't want to give another 5.
I cannot, because when I look at the rest of the set, I'm like, something is going to
It's gonna get better and
happen.
better. Yeah, it's gonna get better and better. And you can't like, I mean, you could give stuff a 6 star, but no, I give it no. Throne of Glass right now has my heart. I am so interested in
I'm
Throne of Glass.
invested.
Yeah, I love it. So I'm gonna give this one a 5 too. I don't care. I'll give the whole series a 5, and I ain't even read the whole series yet. But
Here,
I am
I love
really
the
enjoying.
optimistic queen.
And don't you fail me, Sarah. Don't you fail me.
Please don't, because we the type to pull
Okay.
up.
So, moving past our reads that we read in December, um, let's talk about our best and worst reads of 2025, but
Oh,
not including, um,
I have to. It don't get no worse than that, bro.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I won't. I think that my worst read of 2025, it's definitely gonna have to be The Sinner by
Mm.
Chantel Tessier.
Oh, yes.
That was another book that I just had to DNR, and I had to do
Mhm,
it so early.
mhm,
And my main reason for that is not because of how dirty the smut was, but rather the fact that sexual trauma is involved and we get
mhm,
a lot of detail about it, like from the standpoint of her as like a minor. And I didn't
mhm.
really like that. That
Yeah,
made me feel pretty icky. I'm like,
yeah,
I don't want to be,
mhm. Yeah,
imagining
you did
this.
tell me about that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to say that's my worst read.
Mhm.
My favorite read of 2025, I want to do something other than Sarah J. Maas.
Yeah.
So, my favorite read of 2025, it was a thriller. And I
Mhm.
actually learned that it's a part of those series that people will make where it's like different stories, same characters,
Yeah,
yada yada.
mhm.
He makes those. It's by Victor Methos. It's called A
Mhm,
Killer's Wife. So,
mhm,
our main character is a detective, and she, um, it's given very early on in the book that her ex-husband is a famous serial killer. They had they have their daughter, who's also a character in the book, so that's our spoiler. They have
mhm,
their daughter together. He's in prison now,
mhm.
maximum security. He's away for life, but she works for the FBI, so that's like also like an interesting dichotomy. But her job now, there is a serial killer on the loose that is copying the killings that her ex-husband did.
Mm.
That's all I'm gonna say. It is so good. So good.
Period.
Yeah. What's
Mhm.
yours?
Okay. So my worst read is gonna be a little controversial because it is a very popular series, among readers, among romance readers, and mine has to be Mile High. It's the first book of the Windy City series, and yeah, it's just about these two people, Stevie and, I think his name is Xanders, but I just did not like their romance. Their romance just didn't give me anything. The book
Yeah.
felt way longer. It was a 500-page romance book. It felt way longer than it needed to be. I hated the third act breakup. Spicy scenes were just so
Girl, you
cringe.
got a list.
Dude, the
She
spicy
said it
scene
was
was just so cringy to me. I read the whole book, but I just did not enjoy reading that book at all. So yeah, I gave it a 1 star.
my
Not
girl
my favorite.
said it basically gave me nothing.
But my best read, I would have to say Glow of the Everflame. And that is book 2 of the Kindred Curse series. And it's about our FMC, her name is DM. The MMC, his name is Luther, and they just have, I mean, besides them having something going on, it is a fantasy book. It's a world where you have people who have powers and then people who are, just human, regular, they don't have any powers. And DM was born in the
Yep.
human portion of it. And so her mother disappears, right? And her mother was a really good healer in the human world or realm. She pretty much has to step up and take her mother's place. But while she's doing that, she finds out like all these secrets that her mother had kept from her. So,
Ooh.
yeah. So it's kind of like she's just like unraveling all these secrets. And yeah, book 1 was her like just finding out all these things. And then book 2, she just like becomes a. So it was a
Yeah.
really good series. But I will say the FMC is pretty insufferable. She's like, the amount of time she interrupts somebody when they're trying to tell her something. And
Uh,
And it's just like, if she would've just listened if she just listens to what they're trying to tell her, a lot of the conflict that happened in the book would have not have happened, you know?
Yeah,
But
that
she
would
just
be
yeah, so it's pretty irritating because it's like, just stop, like, just listen. So, I also looking at the reviews, a lot of people, like, DNF that book just because they were like, "I cannot deal with the FMC."
hey, listen, I've had to do that a couple of times
Yeah,
myself,
mhm,
okay?
mhm,
Because sometimes they do make like, I try to read one girl, I think it's called, like, The 5-Year Lie.
mhm,
I had to stop because it's another woman, like, her husband is in prison.
mhm,
She ends up or not her husband, her baby daddy is, like,
mhm,
in prison. She ends up moving back home, and, everybody keep asking her who the dad is,
yeah,
right? But then she gets this job as a nurse in a prison, and it just so
uh-huh,
happens to be the same prison that is the child of her father.
mhm,
But it's like she simultaneously talk about how she got butterflies. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to see him again. But it's
mhm,
also like in that same breath, she's also talking hella about feel so bad because my child's father is in prison. And I can't date nobody because that man is in prison. And I can't tell nobody because that man is in prison. And I hate the fact that he's in prison. And I
mhm,
hate him for girl.
yeah,
If you wasn't worried about that man, you wouldn't be worried about that man.
right, right, I can see how that could be irritating too, because it's like, which one is it?
Right.
You know?
Thank you.
Right.
But again, I'm all about putting a man in prison. I want to make that real clear.
Period.
That
Okay.
wasn't where we were going with it. But okay, so are there any habits that you would want to leave behind in 2025? Like, what's something that you felt like you did while you were reading that you were like, I gotta stop this?
Like, I'm very biased after I see, like, a review on a book, I'm very biased about that book, right? It like,
Okay.
reviews make me decide, like, whether I wanna pick the book up or not, and I just wanna be able to, like, go into Barnes& and Noble, not know anything about the book, read, like, the little summary of the book and be like, "Okay, let me give this a
Let's give
try."
this a try.
Yeah,
Yeah.
without being influenced by, like, other people's opinions of books, because
Yeah.
just because somebody rates it like a 3 star doesn't mean, like, I won't like the book, you know what I mean? I might rate it like a 4 or maybe even a 5, so, yeah,
Yeah, or
that's
you
like
may
a
even
bad habit.
value different things
Yeah,
that, like, someone else reading the review doesn't, or
yeah,
yeah, I get what you mean, like and I
mhm,
think that would be good too, or, like, that's a good one to kind of take away from because in that, you read more books, essentially,
yeah,
and you kind of build up, like, "Okay, I like this, I don't like this, I've read
mhm,
something like this before, I'm not doing it again."
mhm,
Your
yeah.
preference becomes a little bit more tailored.
Exactly, exactly. So, my right now, my book taste, or not even taste, like the books I pick up are very influenced by, what I
Goodreads.
hear. Yeah, Goodreads,
Yeah.
YouTube,
TikTok,
TikTok.
yeah.
So, yeah, what about you?
I would say reading multiple books at a time. I gotta stop that.
Mm.
I gotta stop that. Because I would, like, read books and then
Mhm.
also listen to books
Mhm.
during like, while I'm working, because like,
Like
I
a
just work at
different
my
book.
desk.
Mhm.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, and I'm like, it's fun,
Yeah.
but there's times where it's just like, "Alright, girl, just
Mhm.
focus on this, finish it out. Because then I also feel like my it wouldn't be so easy to have, like, a DNR
Yeah.
too. Like, for
Mhm.
me, it's really because, like, when you go at such a fast pace, it's like, "I'm not gonna finish this, I'm not gonna finish this." But if I just, like,
Mhm.
slowed down, read one book at a time, like, really
Mhm.
savored my time with a book, then
Mhm.
it would be more valuable.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that because 'cause I've done that a couple times too, where I listen to a different book on audio and then read a different book,
Yes.
physically. And, yeah, I think in doing that, I kind of didn't appreciate the books separately,
Yeah.
if you get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So, yeah, no, I've tried that before, so I do get that. I do get that. But at the same time, like, I feel you. I kind of have, like, a FOMO because I feel like my reading journey started so late that it's kinda like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, I just wanna get through these books and read them and see what people are
You
talking
know
about."
Yes, and you know
Mhm.
what I feel that way about? Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, because 'cause I've never seen
Mhm.
the movie,
Mhm.
and I know that it's a book, and I actually recently heard from a trusted friend
Mhm.
that that book series, like, after the first book, it takes, like, a completely, like, different turn, and it's so good.
Mhm.
So I would like to kind of catch up on certain things that were like, "Oh, this was popular back then, not
Yeah.
necessarily trending
No,
now,"
I
or like a
have a
lot of
lot
people
of,
know.
I have a lot of books that were, like you said, popular, like, 10 years ago,
Yes.
and people are, like, picking up these books and rereading them because they loved them so much, and I'm like, "Ooh," like, I have to add it to my TBR because now it kinda seems like kind of like a classic, I think 10 years ago, fantasy was different than the fantasy we're seeing today because fantasy
Yeah.
is such a big and or romantasy at least is such a big popular series, and you kind of see, like, very similar things throughout each book, you know? So it's kinda like I
Mhm.
wanna dive into, like, that realm of fantasy
Like Lord of the
before.
Rings, Game
Yeah.
of
Mhm.
Thrones.
Mhm.
Yeah, I see what you're
Yeah.
saying. I see what
Mhm.
you're saying. Is there a habit that you're shooting for, like developing this upcoming year?
Yeah, I want to me and you talked about this, but I wanna start journaling, what I read. Um, just because, like, as you keep reading, you start forgetting about books that you read in the past, right? And then if you're reading a newer series, like, newer books are coming out and you're gonna what am I gonna do? I'm gonna be like, "Oh, shoot, I forgot."
We were yeah, exactly. That
Yeah,
is definitely
so
one thing.
mhm,
I saw a TikTok of a man, or it was like a woman, and she was showing her dad's girl,
mhm.
he got a whole library of book reports because every time he reads a book, he writes a book report
Really?
on the
Wow.
book, and then he just
Mhm.
puts it in a little manila folder, and he's just got, like, rows of them, and I was
Wow.
like, "You know what? Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I could give
Yeah.
my review. I could
Mhm.
say the things I like, that I didn't like." You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
mhm. And I think
But
with us having a podcast now, like, I think writing it down would just help me to describe the book better,
yes,
and have better detailed reviews about it without spoiling it and actually sounding like I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this book.
yes.
You know?
That too, yeah, or, like, when
Mhm.
somebody asks me, like, "Oh, how did you like da 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 da?" It's like, I remember it was good.
Yeah.
Can't recount everything.
Mhm.
Really,
Mhm.
really can't recount much. I can re I can give
I
you an
re I can recount
outline.
that I kinda liked it. I know I messed with it, you
I
know?
can give you a good 2 sentences about what it was about.
Right,
If
right.
you really wanna hear some, tell me that you don't mind having spoilers, and then somehow
Mhm.
my brain just
Yeah.
regurgitates every single detail.
Yeah, I know people that, like, use Goodreads as, like, a way to after they read
Yeah,
a book, they make sure that they pretty much rate the book and then also give a summary about, like, things they liked and didn't like on Goodreads, and that's also, like, a way for them to track it, you know? And that's what I wanna
yeah,
do too, I wanna start, rating books and putting my not so much putting my opinion out there, but it's more for me, just so I could look back, click on the book, and be like, "Oh, yeah, that did happen. I ain't like that. You right."
yeah. I do wanna have a couple pages in my, like, reading journal that just
Mhm,
has, like, the title, how
mhm.
long it took me to read it, and what my, like, star rating was for it.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be
Like,
nice and
just a
simple.
few, because,
Yeah.
I mean, even just, like, obviously, like, write down everything, like, how I felt about it and stuff like that, but just, like, the
Mhm,
first 10 pages and just
mhm.
dedicating that to that so that in my
Yeah,
brain, I can be like, "Okay."
yeah.
You
No, I
know?
get that. That's smart. Mhm,
I think for me, I would like to also annotate my books a
mhm.
little
Oh,
bit
like,
more.
with the tabs and everything or just highlighting and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, just like at least like in when I think of our Sarah J. Maas books,
Mhm,
even if I had like tabs that was like war scenes,
mhm,
side quests,
mhm.
spice,
Romance, right.
something big in the plot happens, like
Right.
important stuff.
Mhm.
Spice, Cassie.
Cereal. Every time I laugh too hard, I start sweating. Gosh.
I'm never gonna live that.
You're not. No, I mean, it's on the internet now, so everybody gonna see
Surreal.
that. So, Shai, tell us what your reading goal for 2026 is. Like, how many books would you like to read in 2026?
So we're reading, and and I'll just side this is our second take of this, and I do want to recant. I did say 60 earlier, and then while I was thinking about it, I was like,
Right.
so it's giving no.
Mm-hmm.
Even I'm sorry, this ain't no worse.
Is that the Kingdom of Ash, like the last book of? Because I was looking at that earlier, and I was like, that is a thick book.
Girl, I got books for days on my TBR. Like,
And we still got all the Crescent City books. They all about 700 pages long.
sorry, like this ain't none of it. Baby, this is big books.
You don't read nothing less than 300 pages. Okay. Oh damn,
My
that
word.
that one on the top. Mm-mm.
And
So what do you say? What are you thinking?
I'm
Mm-hmm.
leaving out the poor books we read it on us.
You keep it at that 48. No more, no less.
50 cats read next year.
I'm gonna be a little ambitious. I mean, I said this
I'll
when
say either 50. I'll say
I'm
50.
I'm gonna do it even 50. You know what I'm saying? I'll throw in a little extra too. You know.
If I even finna put it up right now, my arm hurts. I'm holding.
Okay. So we're gonna move on to our TBR pools for January. I'm gonna pull one. I already pulled one, so I already know what I'm gonna be reading. But Cheyenne has to pull one. But let me give you guys a little summary of the book I'm gonna
Wait,
read. What?
I thought we were reading 2 books each.
Oh, we're pulling two?
Yeah. Because
What?
we have.
We're pulling one book. Oh, you're right, huh?
Because we're reading 2 books together and then 2 books. We're reading four
That's
books in
true.
total.
That's true. Okay, let me pull another one then. So the first book I pulled was The Butcher and Blackbird. Um, and then the second one I'm doing is please just give me something. Give me something good. Dang, another purple one. Red
What
City.
is
Well, I'm kind of
purple?
excited. Oh, nothing, girl. They're just all different colors.
Oh,
All different colors. I just wanted, some variety, some diversity. Okay. So for Butcher and Blackbird, it says every serial killer needs a friend. Every game must have a winner. When a chance encounter sparks an unlikely bond between rival murderers, Sloane and Rowan, the two must find something elusive. The friendship of a like-minded, pitch black soul. From the small town of West Virginia to upscale California. Ooh, so I kind of thought this was like a fantasy, but it's looking like it's in, the real world. From downtown Boston
a
to
real
rural Texas.
fantasy. Like, girl, that is
um,
just a novel. Shut up.
the two hunters collide in an annual game of blood and suffering. Oh, so this is kind of like a
Wow.
trial game type of book. Okay,
Okay, I like that.
yeah, that's
I mean,
cute.
I used to work with a girl named Rowan at Moxie's.
Oh,
She had blue hair. She was so cool. So Rowan, if you see this,
yeah. If you
if
come
you ever
across
come across
this,
this
was
channel,
she a
no,
reader?
I don't know. She was just like a cool girl, like combat boots,
Uh huh.
tattoos,
Mm.
piercings, blue hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was just overall like I was like, wow,
Yeah.
you're cool.
Right.
Show personality. Just
Yeah,
she's
and
like, I'm here,
and
but
it
I'm not
sounds like
here.
Rowan is a good name for somebody like that. Like, It kinda matches, like,
It's
the
tomboyish.
yeah, it kinda
Yeah.
matches, like, the vibe. Okay. So the next pool was Red City. Red City is actually a new release. It came out in October of this year. So it doesn't have many ratings, but I heard it's like Jade City, which is also one of those old, not old, but like older fantasies that came out, kind of like a classic. So I actually put that on our TBR to read later once we get done with everything. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is also set in Los Angeles. So it's a what did you say it was?
A
A
romanticy.
a romantasy. Um, yes, I'm just gonna give like what I heard about it because I actually heard about it from a booktuber. Her name is Jamie Fogg. I know a lot of people have heard of her, but she reviewed the
Yeah.
book and yeah, it's about these two rivals. They kind of like sell drugs, or not drugs, but they sell something called sand, right? And people use sand to pretty much like get it, like enhances who they are. So like if you're super strong, yeah, you become stronger. Like, but it also enhances your weaknesses as well when people take it.
Well,
Yeah.
don't
So
that just balance you
it
out for real? Like, what? You put a negative and a positive together, it's like, okay, so you just you again, like,
right. So yeah, that's like, a quick little because I don't want to read the whole thing. The thing's pretty long. Yeah, it's called sand, a drug that enhances those who take it into a more perfect version of themselves, more beautiful, more charismatic, simply more. Yeah. So yeah, and
but it
they're
also make you less.
right. So
Okay, let me do wire
yeah.
my TBR pool. Okay, here I go. I'm
Mhm.
spinning. I don't have a cue.
What to give you? One of the thick ones.
No, it's not even that. I'll tell you why I'm making that face. And you know what's pissing me off? You can't hear it. Y'all can't hear it. But every time after like I got my final thing, it would like clap. Woo! Okay, so yeah, I did get two thick ones.
Audiobook. Okay. Shoot.
Okay. Okay, A Little Life. I did start kind of annotating it before, but I had to put this down because I started reading Akatar.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of know what it is, but maybe my last annotation is on page 37.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know what's going on. But this I heard about tears people to shreds.
Ooh.
I've seen like videos of people like boohoo crying.
Like the guy on the
Um,
front of
uh,
the cover.
exa-
Make that your thumbnail picture.
okay, so A Little Life follows four college classmates broke, adrift, and buoyed only by their friendship and ambition as they move to New York in search of fame and fortune.
Mm-hmm.
While their relationships are tinged by addiction, success, and pride, deepen over the decades, the men are held together by their strong devotion to the brilliant, enigmatic Jude, a man scarred by an unspeakable childhood trauma, a hymn to brotherly bonds, and a masterful depiction of love in the 21st century. Hanya Yanagihara's stunning novel is about the families we were born into and those that we make for ourselves.
Mm. Yeah, that sounds emotional right there.
I know it's going to,
Mm-hmm.
but so the reason why I thought that this was going to be interesting was because I heard that you're supposed to be immersed in their friend group. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
the author will stop saying or like telling you whose point of view they're speaking from because it speaks
Mm,
from all four of their point of views. So
mhm.
you have to like remember little things about them. Like you have to become their friend. You
Oh,
see what I'm
wow,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah, so that you can understand whose point of view she's speaking from.
Imma
Like
go ahead and add that to the
so and
TBR.
so and so drinks green tea. You learn in the beginning of the book. So
So you have
like
to know, yeah,
the
who like, about them to be like, "Okay,
yes.
this is who's
Like, it'll
talking."
obviously have the little, like, asterisks that, like, mark a page jump or, like, a time jump or a point of view jump,
Uh-huh.
but they, yeah, we stop hearing so often, like, whose mind we're in, like, with the names and stuff like that, so you have
Yeah.
to pay attention to who they are as people.
Yeah, that book has a 4.28 on Goodreads and
Wow.
almost a million view or a million ratings, so that's crazy.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about it. It won a award.
Yeah, mhm.
It won a award. Okay, so my second one
Mhm.
is, The Wheel of Time, book 1, The Eye
Oh.
of the World.
Ooh, I actually watched that series on Prime Video.
I think I might read this first, I'm not gonna lie. I like it because it's floppy. You see what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Mhm.
you don't have to, like I oh, okay, here we go, Throne of Glass. I shamelessly, and this is exactly why I get paperbacks, I'm breaking the out the spine.
Yeah, I did, because the way my
I don't
thumb be
care.
hurting trying to keep that book open,
You got me messed up.
right, Imma have problems later in life.
So, yeah, so this is another, fantasy book I got right now.
Oh, period.
Kiana got me on Maps because at first I wasn't
Mhm.
on
No,
them,
I'm where are we
and yeah,
at?
now
Where are
I
we
can't
at?
stop flipping back and forth. Look at how long the series is.
Yeah, I think they only came out with 1 season on Prime, so
Like, what is it?
mhm.
Let me get a little synopsis because this don't have this. The synopsis on the back don't have but 3 sentences. What am I going to do with that? You know, I pulled. That's 765 pages. This is 816.
You gonna be reading in the month of January.
Yeah, baby. She finna get listen to it. Okay. Eye of the World is a 4.19
Mm.
on Goodreads. It has 588,000 ratings.
Wow.
The wheel of time turns and ages come to pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legend fades to myth, and even myth is forgotten when the age that gave it returns to birth again. I'm already pissed off. You talking a little too much like my baby daddy.
Like, make it make sense,
I
please.
I just got a headache right here trying to read. I'm gonna read it again. I'm gonna read it again.
You know what? Yeah, y'all, she ran a Wheel of Time. She ran a Wheel of Time, y'all. If you don't know about it, neither does she.
The wheel of time, the wheel of time turns and ages come and pass,
Mhm.
leaving memories that become legend.
Mm.
Legend fades to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when the age that gave it birth returns.
What you trying to say? Why are you talking at her?
Yes. What was, what will be, and what is may yet fall under the shadow.
Mm.
I don't know how to say it. Moyane. Look,
Give it your best go. Give it your best go.
Irane.
Mhm. Moraine.
Moiraine.
Moraine?
Moraine.
Mhm.
Damo Dread arrives in Edmund's field on a quest of the one prophesied to stand against the Dark One,
Mhm.
a malicious entity sowing the seeds of chaos. That's gonna be my man. The Dark One.
Oh, mhm. There you go. There you go.
The Dark One, a malicious entity sowing the seeds of chaos and destruction. When a vicious band of half men, half beasts invade the village seeking their master's enemy, Moiraine pers- persuades Rand Alford,
Mhm.
Thor, and
Mhm.
his friends to leave their home and enter a larger, unimaginable world filled with the dangers waiting in the shadows and in the light.
Mm.
Now I'm not so mad. The first couple of sentences,
Yeah, they were definitely riddles, you know what I mean? Some type of metaphoric phrases.
girl, it sounds good. You felt nothing special at the time, but a week or 10 days later, you had your first reaction to touching the source. Perhaps fever and chills that came on suddenly and put you to bed, then disappeared after only a few hours. None of the reactions, and they vary, last more than a few hours. Headaches and numbness and exhilaration all together, and you taking foolish chances or acting giddy. A spell of dizziness when you tripped and stumbled whenever you tried to move, when you could not say a sentence without your tongue mangling half the words. There are others. Do you remember?
Mhm.
I might read this
Mm.
one first. That's exciting.
That is exciting.
I'm really excited to get reading this stuff. If
Yeah.
anyone has read anything on our TBR, let us know. If you're planning
Mhm.
on reading along with
Mhm.
us, let us know. Put a
Mhm.
little comment, drop in
Yeah.
the comment section.
Yes, so our next video, dropping the Monday after this one, is going to be our part 2 of Avatar Deep Dive. We're talking about the last 3 books in the
Yes.
series. So yeah, that'll be out 4 p.m. on Monday. And then, yeah, and then we're excited to keep reading Throw the Glass, our TBR
Yes.
books. So,
Girl, 2026.
eh,
2026. Love it.
yeah,
Love it. And we'll try to get together for a couple of in-person videos.
yeah, so we could be together.
Yeah. As
Hmm.
one.
As one.
You know, I gotta put my little Barnes and Noble reward.
Yes.
But thanks so much for
Yes, thank you
having
guys for
tea time with
watching.
us.
If you guys enjoyed the video, please like, please subscribe, comment down below, and we'll see you guys for our next video.
And share with a friend.
Yeah, please. Please.
Yeah. You know, these goodbyes are really hard because we're so good at an Irish goodbye. I think for one video, we
Uh-huh.
should just end it abruptly. It'd be like
So they,
Irish goodbye.
so they're really gonna feel for how we're really like.
Like we're here and then we're not.